Hello and welcome to Standard Voice Television Global News today for June 2026. Equivalent Islamic calendar 18th day of Zulhijjah 1447 after Hijrah. I am Hamida Muhammad Idris in the headlines. Senate begins state police constitutional push following persistent insecurity nationwide. Oyo State House of Assembly rejects negotiation with abductors of students. Force Intelligence Department interrogate INEC official praise weakest aid for voter data leak. On the international scene, U.S. House of Representatives vote to halt President Trump's war. And on sports update, Coachella unbeaten run continues as Eagles and Poland grow 2-2. These are more news to be coming to you in the bulletin. Thank you for joining and now the news in details. National Assembly has commenced the constitutional process for the establishment of state police, pledging to provide the necessary legislative support to strengthen Nigeria's security architecture and curb rise in cases of banditry, kidnapping, and violent crimes. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, CME Adara Modu, who made this morning an exclusive interview, said the Red Chamber is ready to expedite legislative action on state policing as part of effort to support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in addressing the nation's worsening security challenges. He also explained that the upper chamber will ensure the necessary legislative stamina is accorded the establishment of state police to keep the country safe, secured, and run out of the rampaging bandits and other social marauders. The Senate's assurance is coming amid growing worries over insecurity, particularly following the recent abduction of pupils and teachers in Oyo State. The attack, which occurred on May 15, saw terrorists invade three schools in Ahoro, Eshinel, and Yawota communities on Orire local government area of Oyo State, kidnapping scores of pupils and teachers and leaving families traumatized. In another development, Oyo State House of Assembly has rejected calls that the state government should negotiate with the bandits who kidnapped teachers and students during the coordinated attack at Ahoro Eshele in Oriri local government area of the state on Friday, May 15, 2026. The decision followed the motion of urgent public importance moved by the lawmaker representing Oriri State constituency, Johnson Ogundele, during plenary shortly after the House resumed from the Eid al-Kabir recess. The House, however, canvassed for intensified rescue operations to secure the release of victims abducted during the attack. The motion highlighted growing insecurity in part of the Oriri local government area of the state. Presenting the motion, Ogundele recounted the May 15 attack on the local government area where bandits invaded during school hours, killing a teacher, a student, and abducted dozens of student pupils and teachers. The House subsequently adopted several resolutions, including a call on the federal government through the Ministry of Defense and relevant agencies to establish permanent military base in Oriri local government area of the state. Still on insecurity, former Chief of Army Staff Tukuru Yusuf Buratai has alleged that insecurity has moved beyond the security problem into a political and economic venture for certain actors. Buratai pointed that the chaos creates opportunities for patronage, budget padding, contract awards, and political leverage, giving some politicians an incentive to prolong rather than solve the crisis. He also lamented that lasting peace is being undermined not just by militants or insurgents, but by internal actors who gain from instability, noting that despite heavy spending and repeated operations, insecurity persists in many regions of Nigeria. The former Army chief's comments echo long-standing public suspicion that conflicts can be monetized through security votes, inflated procurements, and the political capital that comes from positioning as a savior in troubled areas. In Svtv, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi has bagged Buratai on how Nigeria shall handle insecurity. The cleric Ahmed Gumi said Nigeria can handle its insecurity challenges without depending on foreign troops or excessive military bombardment. He also warned that indiscriminate attacks on communities can worsen the crisis by killing innocent people and encouraging more revenge attacks. United Nations UN says some weapons looted during the Libyan conflict in 2011 have ended up in the hands of extremist groups in Nigeria. UN Under Secretary General and High Representative for Disarmament Affairs Izumi Nakamitsu disclosed this at the UN headquarters in New York as delegates gathered to tackle the global spread of illicit firearms. The US top official lamented that weapons continue to fuel violence in communities long after wars and causing devastation across one-time peaceful communities. She cited Libya, where weapons looted or diverted during and after the 2011 conflict, which ended the rule of Muammar Gaddafi, later surfaced across the wider Sahel region, including in Niger, Burkina Faso, and Nigeria. In part of sub-Saharan Africa, the UN says proliferation of small arms can undermine peace-building efforts long after fighting subsides. The news is coming to you on Standard Voice Television. Still to come in the news. False Intelligence Department interrogates INEC official quiz weakest aid for voter data leak. On the international scene, U.S. House of Representatives vote to halt President Trump's war. And on sports update, Chile unbeaten run continues as Eagle and Poland draw 2-2. These are more news to be coming to you after this short break. Thank you for coming back from that short break, and now the news continues. False Intelligence Department Intelligence Response Team has questioned the Senior Special Assistant on social media to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Larry Olayinka, and detained an independent National Electoral Commission INEC official over the alleged unauthorized release of a voter's registration record. Police sources who pleaded anonymity said the investigation was triggered by a petition alleging cyber-related offenses and the unauthorized disclosure of confidential documents containing the personal information of actor Emeka Ike. Sources said the 10 official and electoral officer with INEC assigned to the Abuja Municipal Area Council (AMEC) is under investigation for disclosing confidential voter registration records in connection with a political controversy that emerged during a party primary election. According to the security source, the incident began on May 29, 2026. When protesters gathered at the INEC office in AMEC alleging irregularities in an ongoing primary election. The STV, now owned by French media giant group Canal Plus, has faced a significant challenge with the unveiling of Amazon Prime in South Africa. Coinciding with Canal Plus' secondary listing on the JSE, Amazon Prime debuted its services, which include Prime Video at a competitive monthly price of $3. This pricing structure offers a stark contrast to the $4.8 that many South Africans previously paid for Prime Video. The Amazon Prime membership not only provides access to Prime Video, but also includes numerous benefits such as unlimited files and free delivery on eligible items, inclusive deals, access to Prime Day, and gaming through Amazon Luna. New subscribers can take advantage of a free 30-day trial, after which they can opt for a monthly payment or an annual subscription at $24, representing a 44% savings for those who choose to pay annually. In comparison, DSTV's most affordable package, DSTV Access, costs $6 per month when streamed and $9 per month on its decoder-based platform. Despite these options, DSTV's subscriber base has continued to decline, especially in South Africa. On the foreign scene, U.S. House of Representatives has passed a resolution seeking to stop American military action in Iran as effort to find a deal with Tehran's stagnate. Weeks of complicated discussions marked by sharp rhetoric and flare-ups of violence have not managed to reach a deal to end the war and reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which is essential to oil supplies. It was gathered that Washington and Tehran have sent divergent messages in recent days, with Iran saying Wednesday not tangible progress was made, while President Donald Trump again voiced optimism by telling reporters at the White House it could happen over the weekend. But in the latest episode of violence, Kuwait officials said renewed hostilities on Wednesday included an Iranian drone strike on a passenger terminal at Kuwait International Airport that killed one person and wounded 63 others. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said lines of communication with the United States were still open, but warned that any Israel attack on the Lebanese capital Beirut as part of its campaign against Iran-backed Hezbollah would trigger a full-scale resumption of the conflict. Finally, to the sport and scene, coach Eric Chelle has extended his unbeaten run in charge of Super Eagles after a 2-2 draw against Poland on Wednesday night. The Nigerian side started brightly and were rewarded with an early breakthrough. Tim Murphy continued his fine form, finding the back of the net to hand Eagles elite. Nigeria appeared on course to head into the interval with their advantage intact, controlling proceedings from most of the first half. However, Poland struck at the crucial moments, but still capitalized on a defensive lapse to head home and equalizer just before halftime. The second half was closely contested, with Nigeria taking control and creating the better opportunities. Their efforts were rewarded in the 77th minute when they were awarded a penalty. But Poland once again had the final say deep into stoppage time. The mistake broke Nigerian hearts by firing home a late equalizer to make a 2-2 and ensure the hosts salvage a draw. Finally, on the news, the top stories again. Senate begins state police constitutional push following persistent insecurity nationwide. Oyo State House of Assembly rejects negotiation with abductors of students. Force Intelligence Department interrogates INEC official, quiz weakest aid for voter data leak. On the international scene, U.S. House of Representatives vote to halt President Trump's war. And on sports update, Coach Chelle unbeaten run continues as Eagles and Poland grow 2-2. That's Standard Voice Television Global News for today. On behalf of the production crew led by Ilya Adam Auta, I am Hamida Muhammad Idris, thanking you for investing your time and staying with the news.